Hey, what's going on YouTube? I am Chad, the Reseller Rockefeller. It is December 31st, 2017. The new year is almost here. 2017 is almost gone, folks. I hope everybody had a wonderful year. I definitely did. 2017 was a great year for not only me and my family, but for my business. You know, I did a lot in 2017. I achieved a lot. You know, at the beginning of 2017, I set out on some really big goals, and I achieved those goals, and you know, I don't think I would have done it without, you know, the inspiration that I get from all of the viewers at this channel, the messages that I get, the comments that I get. You know, it really does help you. And that was the whole purpose of building this channel, was to inspire other people, to show other people that you can do it, you know, that this business isn't that hard, that, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. And I really never intentionally built this channel or started this channel to become YouTube famous or anything of that nature. You know, I really started this channel to just show people my business, show people how I do things, and it was something that I felt like doing because I was such a crab. You know, when I first started becoming a reseller and I really was serious about it, you know, I kept it a secret. I didn't really tell people because it wasn't looked at as a true business. It wasn't looked at as anything special. People kind of looked down upon it. And, you know, once it started to become popular and I started to see a lot of YouTubers putting out, you know, videos about reselling and all that good stuff, I figured, you know, why not? I want to do it too. I've been holding it in for so long. You know, I've been doing this a really long time. I mean, I don't know about you, but 15 years to me is a long time. And when I tell people that I've been doing this 15 years, unless they know me, they're always like, wow, you know, that's pretty intense because you're only 32 years old, and that means you've been doing it since you were like 15. And that's the truth. I have. You know, I haven't really done anything else other than reselling. You know, I've never worked for anybody. I've never been employed by anybody, any of that good stuff. This is something that I've been doing since I was a child and or a young teenager, and I don't know anything else other than reselling. So, you know, when I started this channel, my hopes and my goals were to start a channel, start making some content, show people what I'm doing, how I'm doing things, and hopefully inspire somebody else to not only become a reseller or become a better reseller. And I think I've done that. You know, I get messages all the time that I've helped people, that I've shown people this, I've shown people that, and that's all it's all about. You know, I'm not looking to become famous. I'm not looking to become the next, you know, YouTube rock star, anything like that. So I am I'm truly grateful and thankful for all of my subscribers, no matter if it's 5 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, 1 subscriber. It doesn't really matter to me, because that's all I am trying to do, is reach somebody. And if I'm reaching just one person, that's all that really matters. But yeah, the year's almost gone. It's 2018 about to come around the corner, and I hope that you have your goals set. If you're not already a reseller and you're thinking about becoming a reseller, this is the perfect time. It is the beginning of the year. Go ahead and get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, start writing down exactly what it is that you're trying to do, what your goals are, and you can get there. I guarantee it. You stick around, watch this channel, and watch other resellers. I watch a lot of resellers, so I don't want anybody to just watch my channel. There are tons of really great resellers out there. There's tons of really great entrepreneurs, people giving away, you know, really good, vital information, and I fill my brain full of knowledge every day by watching, reading, all that good stuff. So definitely go out there, definitely, you know, interact with other resellers, get within the community, and, you know, you can start to build a kind of a team. You know, I have quite a few resellers that I talk to on a daily basis, and we can kind of bounce ideas off of each other. We always are, you know, goofing off. We're always enjoying the business, enjoying the time, enjoying everything. And that's what it's all about. If you're within this business and you're trying to become a reseller, or you're thinking about becoming a reseller, I hope that you're doing it for all the right reasons. And one of the big reasons for me is enjoying what it is that I do for a living. And I do, you know, I really do enjoy it. I love coming into the office. I love photographing items. I love researching items. I love reading about items. I love going out and picking. That seems to be everyone's favorite. Is everyone likes to go out picking, going out, buying stuff, hitting, you know, garage sales, hitting yard sales, doing all of that fun stuff. And that's what it's all about, just having a good time and enjoying what it is that you do for a living. So this is going to be for all of you that are new to reselling or thinking about becoming a reseller, what you should do next year. If you haven't already started a eBay store, please go ahead and start an eBay account, at least a seller's account, and get this ball rolling so you can, get your feet wet. You can start selling stuff. The things that I just jotted down are just some of the things that you need to think about when you're first starting this reselling business in 2018. And that is, obviously open account. A lot of people, start off by just listing items and not really getting an eBay store. I think that's a great idea because you don't know if this is going to be something that you're actually going to stick around and do. So there's no need to do an eBay store from the get-go. Just start listing some items so you can get some sales. You want to start working immediately to try to become top rated as soon as possible. And I've made previous videos that talks a lot about eBay pushing you along in the very early stages of your business. So just kind of start getting items listed. Start focusing on doing, good practices. Start focusing on really good photos at first. Make sure that you have a pretty decent camera. You can use your phone. Just make sure it's, pretty good quality photos. If you have an older phone, you might want to upgrade to a point and shoot camera, or you might want to upgrade to a better phone, whatever the case may be. But you want to try to get some items listed. You want to try to focus on doing the absolute best job as possible because eBay is watching you for that first 90 days. They're going to be watching you pretty hard, and they want to make sure that you're actually, serious about doing it and that you're taking everything serious. You're shipping the orders out immediately, and you're following all the rules, all the guidelines, and all that stuff. So first things first, open an eBay account, then start listing some items, and make sure you keep an eye out for the items that you're listing. Make sure that you're listing stuff that's actually going to make you some money. You don't want to lose money, but then again, when you're first starting out, you might want to start selling some lower end items. So you don't want to just start throwing, $200 items on there, $400 items. Start throwing lower items on there, $25 items, $20 items, $15 items, and just work it that way. Start getting some inventory listed so you can start getting some sales and you can start building your account. Just focus on becoming a top-rated seller. Get familiar with the shipping options. That's a big thing. When you go to ship an item, you can click on the drop-down menu under the United States Postal Service, and there's tons of options. There are flat rate boxes. There are regional rate boxes, there's first class, there's priority mail. All of those options you need to get really familiar with. If you need any help with that, there's tons of videos on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, type in how to ship items on eBay, and you'll see a ton of step-by-step videos. So I don't need to go through all of that, but I do want to point out that you do want to focus on the shipping options. That's a big deal. You don't want to go to ship an item and then realize that you sold it for $15, but it's going to cost you $12 to ship. So you want to get familiar with the shipping options, and you want to go out there and you want to purchase a scale. You can get the cheap postal scales pretty cheap off of Amazon. You can get them off of eBay. There's a few other sites you can get them off. Also, your local post office should have a postal scale for sale in the front lobby. I know my post office sells them, so your post office should have them too. Determine if you're wanting to go full-time and part-time. This is a serious question that you need to ask yourself. Are you wanting to go full-time? Are you wanting to do this as a business, a career? Are you just trying to supplement your income and go part-time? You need to figure this out at the very beginning, because after you start getting some inventory rolling and you start selling some items, you want to make sure that you're doing what it is that you're set out to do, and you don't want to just be going blind in this. So figure out if this is something that you want to do full-time or if it's something that you want to do part-time, and run your course based on your goals. So figure that out. This is something that most resellers, really look past. They don't even think about until it's too late. So, you want to make sure your business license in your state, if you're going to do this as a business, like I said, and you're actually going to try to sell items to make a profit, you're going to have to get whatever kind of business license is required within your state. I don't know how it is in your state, but you want to go get your LLCs, or if you're going to do this part-time and you don't really care about getting like a business license or anything like that, you can do it sole proprietor. You can do it with just your security number. So you need to think about these things, and there's a ton of information on the internet about this. So it's something that you're definitely going to have to think of. Start keeping track of all of your purchases. From the very get-go, I hear a lot of resellers, you know, they'll come to me, they'll say, Chad, you know, I've been reselling for 6 months, but I never kept track of any of my receipts, any of my purchases. I just was buying stuff, selling stuff, and I didn't keep track of anything. And that's a big mistake, because you're going to have to pay taxes at the end of the year, and you need to make sure that, you know, you have all that paperwork. I am old school. I don't use any form of, you know, any kind of computer app, phone app, anything of that nature. I don't use any of it. I am old school. I use a old school ledger. I purchase them off of, I think I get it off of Amazon. It's just a big book. It's a ledger. And all I do is, if I go out to a yard sale and I spend, say, $5 at a yard sale, I'll just write down that I spent $5, and I'll kind of put yard sale, and sometimes I will even put the address of the yard sale, and I just write this down in my book. And then every month I total all of that up at the end, and that, you know, determines how much I spent. And then I also add in, you know, a few other things depending on what I do within that month. I keep it real old school. The reason that I do that is because I've just been doing it so long, and that's what works for me. It's not like it's the right way or it's the wrong way. It's just what works for me. Some people use spreadsheets. Some people use all forms, GoDaddy, all this good stuff, and it might work for them. It just doesn't work for me, because I'm such a busy person. I don't remember to put that information in. I don't want to forget things, so when I'm back at my computer or have the time to enter it on my spreadsheet, I don't really, you know, have all the details. But if I do it right then and there, I never forget. I just write it down. I keep the ledger in my backpack, and my backpack goes everywhere with me. So at any given time, if I'm spending money and it has to do with buying inventory or business, it is wrote down in my ledger. That's just the way that I do things. So you want to make sure that you start doing that from the very start. You don't want to wait 6 months and start doing it. You don't want to do anything of that nature, because you don't know where your business is going to go. I've had a lot of resellers come to me and they say, well, when I first started, I thought I was just going to sell off a bunch of stuff in my house, and it turns out I've been reselling for 2 years, and I never kept any of my receipts, any information about what I spent, what I bought, you know, any of that stuff. And then you can be screwed, because you don't want the, you know, the tax information to be screwed. You don't want to, you know, fail on any of those forms when you're filling out your taxes and get audited. So it's really important. I am definitely not the best at it, but I have not been audited yet, and it's been going pretty darn good for me. So anyways, 2017 is almost over, folks. If you are not a reseller and you're thinking about becoming a reseller, please stick around, watch my channel, subscribe to the channel. Even if you're not here to learn anything about reselling and it's just for pure entertainment, or if you're just watching me to see how I run my business, I do that a lot. I watch other resellers all the time, and I don't really learn anything from them. I just like seeing how other people run their reselling business. It's interesting. It's something that I look forward to. I like watching people's videos, how they show their setups in their warehouses or their offices. You know, it's just so entertaining. But anyways, 2018, folks, it's right around the corner. I hope that everybody's 2017 was really good. I hope that y'all's business was really good. For all of you that are out there that are actually resellers, I hope that y'all had a good year, and y'all made money and you enjoyed what it is that you do. That's a big factor in this business. So, you know, I take it really serious. I try not to, stress over the small things. I try not to think about the small things. I try to enjoy myself. I don't want to put too much time and effort into, this operation to where it turns into something that I'm not actually enjoying. And I see that a lot of resellers, well, my perception, because I don't personally know these resellers, but I watch their YouTube channels, and there are some resellers out there that just put so much time and energy focusing on some of the smallest, stupidest, I mean, I'm sorry I have to say that, but the smallest, stupidest details of this business. I mean, how long does it take me to package an item? If I can speed that up by 5 minutes each day, I will save 30 minutes in a week. You know, it's just they think about this kind of thing, and then that's what makes it unenjoyable. You don't enjoy what it is that you do. I'm not saying be lazy and just kind of sit back and run it like a slob. I'm not saying that. I am very organized. I do things a very particular way. I have a system and a method down for doing everything within my business, but I enjoy it the whole time. I don't really focus on the petty details of the reselling business. When I sell an item, I just walk in there, I get my item, I come in here and I ship it. I don't think about how long it's taken me. Every day, if I wasn't getting all of my shipments out every morning, then I would start to reflect on what is it that I'm doing wrong and how can I speed up the process, or what can I do to fix the issue. But I get all of my shipments out. Every single morning I ship out all of my orders. It doesn't matter if it's 10 or 50. It happens, and just depending on my day, maybe I need to speed up my shipping process. Maybe I need to speed up my listing process. But I don't take it to the point of nitpicking about every little thing until I run myself crazy. And I see it happening with a lot of resellers. I personally know somebody that's a good friend of mine, and me and him talk about this all the time, so it's not like he doesn't know. This man goes above and beyond to literally nitpick about every little thing within his business, and it must be some sort of OCD, and that might be the case in some of these resellers. They might have an OCD, they might have a, whatever behind might be pushing them to do these things. But for the most part, this guy that I'm talking about, he just does it on a regular basis, and he doesn't really enjoy himself. So every time I go to his warehouse, every time I'm interacting with him, you can see that he's not enjoying his life. He's not enjoying his business. He's not having a good time. And I think that can take a huge toll on you, especially if you start doing this year after year after year. I mean, it could take a toll on you within the year. It just depends. It can take a toll on you 4 years down the road. But if you're enjoying yourself and you're having a good time and you're just making sure that you get everything done, you're making sure that you're doing the best that you can do, and that you're actually thriving to achieve more success, your business is going to run smooth, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to actually enjoy what it is that you do. So anyways, I hope that was, some encouraging words for some of you out there. I hope that your businesses, I hope they all thrive. There's not a reseller on this planet that I want to see fail, and that's why I started this channel, not only to interact with potential resellers that may be looking to become resellers, but to also interact with other resellers. The reselling community needs to get more familiar with each other, and I think it's one of the biggest things that we actually have that is a benefit to each other, is networking within the community of resell, talking to other resellers, communicating. There might be things that I'm looking to buy that another reseller in California can get his hands on, but he's not interested in. So if I communicate with that reseller and I tell him what it is that I'm looking for, maybe he can hook me up with a supplier or a seller, or maybe he can just find it himself and ship them to me. Whatever the case may be, networking with other resellers is definitely important, and I don't think that enough people use that to their advantage. I think a lot of resellers, especially on YouTube, are more trying to stay away from other resellers. Other than a few of them, they do communicate back and forth. That's why I love watching the YouTube channels that have multiple resellers on it and they talk and all that good stuff. That's one of my favorite things, because you get a mixture of 3 or 4 different resellers. You kind of see how each of them run their business and their thoughts and their opinions and their suggestions, and you can build a lot of knowledge, and you can get a lot of knowledge by watching these resellers. And that's what I think, that's my whole idea behind the podcast, is getting other resellers on the podcast and talking with them, asking them questions, and just sitting down and enjoying a good conversation with another respective reseller. So anyways, folks, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone out there. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate the subscribers that I have, and I hope there's a lot more to come in the future. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in 2018, folks. Happy New Year, everybody. Peace.